am Stéphane Beauverger, and I am the Narrative Director on the Vampyr project for Dontnod.
Overnight, my world has changed. The gnawing hunger inside me. Every night, it must be appeased. The thing I've become. A vampire. A thing to be hunted down like an evil beast.
The game itself is about a brilliant doctor, Jonathan Reed, who just came back from the First World War in 1918 to his hometown, London. And he has been turned into a vampire by a mysterious creature. He has no clue what happened to him. He just wakes up in a mass grave in a secluded part of London by the bank of Thames. And his first idea, since he's a scientist, is that someone made a big mistake. He's not dead at all. He will realize very quick that he's really now a vampire. He will have to ask himself 3 questions. Who did this to me? Why did it made me a vampire? And of course, how could I make a difference? What is the source, the origin of this epidemic? Why suddenly are the vampires attacking London, and what is happening here? So during the game you will be asked to play Jonathan Reed, who is a doctor and a vampire. He has decided to dedicate his life to healing the sick, and now he has also the tendencies to have some very bloody midnight snack, I would say. And you are never forced to kill any lives in the game, to take any lives in the game, but the game itself, the game's mechanic, will invite you to do so, so you will have to decide what kind of vampire you are going to play. The most important thing is that since he's now a vampire, some very powerful guy called the Private Guards, the professional vampire hunters, who perfectly knows that vampires are back in town, they will just hunt you down on sight. Each time you will meet them, you will have just a few seconds to step back before they attack you. So you will have to survive by fighting them. You will also encounter many vampires, some of them very hostile, who have specific plans for the future of the city, and you are not part of it. So you will have to fight them sometimes. So your work will be split between trying to find answers by performing investigation, on questioning citizens, on getting clues, on intel about what is happening to the city exactly. And the rest of the time to learn how to move in this brand new vampire world you are now part of. The citizens of the game, there are about 60 of them. They all have names, identities, jobs, friends, etc. There are no nameless citizens. You can feed on all of them, you can kill all of them if you want, you can kill none of them if you'd like to achieve the game, but this is the very hardest way to do so, because the experience point you get in the game is an action RPG, the experience point you get in the game are directly linked to the amount of blood you get from citizens. So if you want to level up quickly, you will have to take some life. If you want to try to end the game without taking a life, you can do that. There is actually a specific end for the player who can achieve that, but it's very difficult because it means you will not have that much experience points, you will not be able to level up quickly, and you will stay very weaker in the fighting sequences. The 3 games are not that different. We always do the same. We want to interrogate the player about the freedom we give him by giving him interesting, cool power, remixing memories, rewinding time, being able to take life and become a supernatural creature. But what will you do with that power? If you have that choice, if you've got that freedom of action, what will you do of that? That's what we want the player to feel like. He's in charge of his action and decision. So even if it's now a gothic, sad and melancholic story, very far from teenage US girls, it's the same kind of game in the way that you will be one more time ask to interrogate yourself so how you want this story to finish.
I have few allies and even fewer options. It's a war, and I have to fight to survive. My life has become a waking nightmare. I did not choose the thing I've become, but I can choose the lives I now take. Cursed be the choice.